going to have to act if we want to live in a different world.
Ever since EA released the news about Command & Conquer Rivals, one question has plagued my mind. How the hell are they getting away with it? What single person wanted the zombification of a beloved classic title with absolutely butchered gameplay? There's so much microtransactions in the game that you can black out the sun with it and then charge people for sunlight. Every promotional Command & Conquer Rivals video I've seen have been downvoted to hell, something like 90% downvotes on every single one of those things, and that's generally the consensus. This is a shit decision made by EA. The fans are angry and EA should have expected this much. People have even started the hashtag NotMyCNC that's been spreading like wildfire with a lot of people that used to play the game, and to be honest, that's a lot of us. CnC is a true classic title, so if you're doing this, you better expect some backlash. However, EA hasn't even put up a response to all of this, so this is what we're gonna discuss in this video. How the hell are they getting away with making Command & Conquer Rivals? Grab a drink, settle down, and let's get started.
EA Games, talk out everything.
You see, the answer to the title of the video can be found quite easily. All you have to do is look at what EA is actually under the surface. It's a corporation. Corporations, no matter how lawyers twist the wording around, are built to make money and please investors. If you look right here, EA stocks have been steadily increasing since their press conference at E3 dropped. All of their top stories relating to EA is major news outlets telling investors to buy EA stocks. Despite the resistance of gamers to EA's horrible business model like more premium subscriptions and Command & Conquer Rivals, I feel dirty just saying that title, their bottom line has been steadily increasing and media coverage has been mostly positive. Take a look at this article by Seeking Alpha. The main analysis made by Mr. Torres is that EA's subscription model is a good way for the company to gain more player base, and that this brings EA back into his eyes as a good investment. This author even points out the benefits of microtransactions and how to implement them into more games. The worst part is, to investors, developers, and gamers alike, this is all true. None of what he's saying is wrong, especially the cosmetic part. In general, I think gamers have gotten used to buying cosmetics through microtransactions, as more and more games train us that to look like a badass, you have to pay up. EA is just simply appeasing to the hand that feeds it. Nothing more, nothing less. And that hand isn't gamers. It's the investors, the stockholders. Kinda sad, really. Even with all the negative feedback, Command & Conquer Rivals is already on its way to the App Store, and there's little we can do to stop it. EA simply won't change their minds about this because there is no real financial pushback. They are still probably gonna make money off of this game, as the last time I checked, Command & Conquer Rivals was everyone 10+. It's a kids game. When EA says,
Command & Conquer for a new generation,
they were not kidding. This will definitely draw some kiddos in. And since this is the first Command & Conquer title in a long time, there will be people who will only have played Rivals. It is literally how an entire generation might remember CnC as a mobile game. And that's the greatest tragedy in all of this. An entirely new generation, instead of playing maybe remasters of the old classics, will end up falling into the trap EA has set and making more money and feeding this monstrous corporation. There is one particular case that made EA stop in its tracks. Most of you remember the great tragedy of Battlefront 2. It is not a story EA will tell you, but their stocks dropped to an all-time low that year due to the pushback on their loot boxes. Investors saw the flaming pile of shitstorm EA created and then booked it out of there. Since then, EA has been determined to prevent that kind of dip from ever happening again, and part of their prevention plan can be seen in their press conference. All at one time, they released the announcements for several major titles like Battlefield 5, Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, Anthem, and of course their money cows, FIFA and Madden. They've even released an apology for Battlefront 2 as well as new content for the game. These big titles receive so much positive attention and generate so much hype that people might even forget or forgive Rivals. The people watching the press conference as a whole will be drummed up by the promise of other games. EA essentially glassed over the product they're hesitant to push out by itself, aka Command & Conquer Rivals, by using their heavy-hitting titles as cover. Another thing I'd like to point out is how awkward the entire press conference felt. I mean, just listen to this guy for a second.
Ready to go? Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre.
Does he sound like a passionate game developer who knows what he's doing, or does he sound like he's a salesman presenting a sales pitch to a boardroom of people wearing suits? I think it's the latter. The way he talks is corporate lingo, corporate jumbo, just a whole basically overcomplicated language that is designed to confuse people but also lead them on. The way EA is trying to sell everything is so overly positive and so on script, they don't even respond to the atmosphere of the room.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
There's a bit of an eeriness to it, like they don't see the people there in front of them, but instead the stockholders sitting in the background. And that's probably the reality of the situation, and reality is sometimes a little sad. You know what though? Real talk. EA, try as it might, can't kill my love for this game, for this genre, for RTS. With all the disastrous decisions they decided to do, with Generals 2, with Tiberium Dawn, with this Command & Conquer Rivals, I still love to play real-time strategy games, and it all stemmed from a little game we like to call Red Alert 2. It is my favorite out of all the Command & Conquers because it has a little bit of a nostalgia factor, more so than all the other ones. EA, you shall not shit on my game. Down with EA. This is not my CNC, and neither is it your guys's. Fuck EA. Okay, so that was a lot of editing. Thanks to everyone who have watched this video and also my previous video on Command & Conquer Rivals, which is reaching like something 36k views or something like that. The last time I checked, it's an insane number that I never expected to reach because I've done this for about a year and none of my videos have ever reached over the 2,000 view count until now, I guess. I've always wanted to do one of these analysis videos too, so it was the perfect opportunity to grab the mic that I've gotten, put on some filters, and do this thing. I'm sure you've all noticed though, I've been using fan-made modifications for each Command & Conquer titles as background footage. I've used OpenRA, Twisted Insurrection, I've used Mental Omega, and I've used Rise of the Reds for Generals. These are high quality mods, far superior to Rivals in every way, so please do check them out if you're looking to spice up your CNC experience. If you get bored of the original ones, hop on, get some of the mods. We'll always welcome you here. I'll leave a link to every mod's ModDB page down below. For all the new subs, welcome to the spiderweb. For everyone else, really, thank you for watching. Tell me your thoughts about this whole situation down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.